Right. So welcome to season 19 of the Finex School. And this season is focused on data analytics with Excel and Power BI. And we are also going to focus on generative AI tools, particularly Copilot and Python, ChatGPT. Apart from Excel and Power BI, we also want to look at Python in Excel, which is a new feature for data analysis. In fact, it's embedded in Copilot. So when you want to just get quick insights from your data, you can use Copilot with Python in Excel to get insights. We are going to touch on that. So the objective of this orientation is to answer your questions. Normally, when we are starting a new season like this, I know most of you have viewed the brochure and all that, but there are some people who have not seen Power BI in action before. There are those who have not seen Excel tools like Power Query, Power Pivot. They've not even seen Copilot. So we use this orientation to, if you like, expose you to what you are going to learn. And then we also discuss the mode of learning, the online, in-person options. And then any questions that you have, we'll take that. So this orientation is going to take maximum 2 hours. We'll do some practical sessions. There's a file that I'll allow you to download so that you can come along and then practice. So this is Finex School or Finex Skills Hub. So the table of contents, I'm going to talk about Finex Skills Hub, who we are, what we do, okay? Our history, our vision, and our mission. And then we'll discuss what's new this season, right? Then you meet the team that is in charge of Finex Skills Hub. It's not only Bernard. There are others that you meet. And then we'll discuss the agenda, which is why you are here, to come and learn. Are we in the same place? Yes. Online, can you hear me? If I go off, please alert. Now is online, Ferdinand is online. So you can alert when I go off. Okay. So about us, what we've dedicated ourselves to do is to bridge the gap between academia and work. I keep saying this, that when we were in school, the preoccupation was not digital skills. The preoccupation was to get our first class and get out. So nobody would consciously put a structured curriculum to teach you how to use Excel, how to use PowerPoint for data storytelling and those things. We treated those things as a side knowledge. But when we turn up at work, we realize that it is those things that matter, right? So at least from my experience working at a bank, I realized that when I got into the bank as a management trainee, after going through credit policy and all those things, the tool I was using a lot was Microsoft Excel. But it was what my senior in the department knew that was passed on to me. So if you're not lucky and then you go under someone who really works in a very tedious or manual way, that's how you're going to work for the rest of your life. So what we have decided to do is that we will dedicate ourselves to research on ways and tools that people can use to save time and increase productivity. So Finex Skills Hub is dedicated to training people in Microsoft Office tools. It's not only Excel we do PowerPoint business presentations as well. When we come to corporates, we do the others, Microsoft Word, Outlook, and all those ones. But here, our main focus is Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint, Power BI, and then the AI tools. So the list is there, but we also do financial modeling. So the early parts of this journey, we were very heavy on financial modeling. Finex Skills Hub is an approved training provider of the Financial Modeling Institute in Canada. So we've trained almost 40 certified advanced financial modelers. So financial modeling is one of the skill areas that we focus on. But we've taken a break because of the fluid events happening in the data analytics and AI space, so that we can focus on that data analytics side as well. We also do low-code app development as well. So we train in data-driven app development. So it is not just Excel that we do. But in the last year, with the advent of generative AI tools, we've also added AI tools for productivity. So Copilot, Gemini, ChatGPT, we use these tools to show you how you can enhance your data analytics process with these generative AI tools. So as for the list, we'll keep adding as long as the skill is relevant to save you time and increase productivity at work. So that is about us. Now, why choose Finex? We've been doing this since 2016. In fact, when we started, we were at the University of Ghana and we migrated to our current training hub. What we try to do is to make the learning workshop styled. What we mean is that we try to make it very practical. So when people come and they say, do you give certificates? I say, yes. We give certificates after you finish your capstone. So in the next 5 Saturdays after this orientation, you are going to learn the pillars or the foundation of data analytics with Excel and Power BI. Now, once you do that, you are going to be given a capstone or a project. You are going to be given 3 case studies to use what you've learned to create one of the 3 case studies. There are all students here, they will testify to it, okay? Because we believe that the learning is a journey. In the 5 Saturdays, we can't push everything into your head. So what you're coming to learn here is best practice. Example, if I open Excel, it is good that I store my data in tables. You shouldn't work in a range, okay? How do you set your dashboard in such a way that it would refresh when data is added to your tables? So those best practices, we are going to go through that. Then you work on case studies. In fact, in most cases, we see people apply what they learn to the work they do. We like that, right? You can always come back and then we fine tune the learning. So it's a journey. So our workshop style makes it ensures that you just don't go through the process, but the skill is going to be relevant to what you do. Now, there are 8 of us, and all of us are certified trainers. So the exams that people want to do, we've gone through them. So, and thankfully, all the 8 of us are industry people. So there are sales analysts, there are those in telecommunications, there are those in finance. So we pass on what we learn at our various workplaces to you. So you meet the members of the team. Then we also have a network of learners that blends students and workers. Every season, what we consciously do is that we give scholarships to students to join the process. The students have a way of learning that is able to challenge the old guys. So the old guys also pass on their experience. So what we do is that our class is always a mix. As we sit here now, I haven't asked your background, but I'm sure it's a mix. Last 2 seasons, I mentioned that we had 5 pharmacists. So in that case, we had to now fine-tune the data to make sure it's relevant to everybody. Okay. The thing is that with data and Excel, it doesn't matter your background. Everybody can learn data analytics. I think in this season, we have a pilot. I'll ask him why. Okay. So everybody needs the skill, because as long as you are a knowledge worker, that's what I call them, you are supposed to churn out insights, right? Excel and Power BI should be at your fingertips. So it is not just an IT job anymore. What we do, what we call this skill now is self-service business intelligence. You use it to generate insights for yourself. You don't wait for somebody to go and the insights and bring it down to you. I hope you get me. So that is what we are going to do. We make sure that at least the mix helps so that you can rub off each other and then enrich the learning experience. Now, as you can see, there are people here at East Legon, and then there are those online. We've done that because we want to reach out to people who cannot physically be here. So as we progress, if there's a reason you can't join us on a Saturday, you can join us from home. It's the same class that we stream so that you are able to have the flexibility to come in person or online. Now, these classes are recorded. I'll go to the Google Classroom and I'll show you. So every class is recorded with the resources. So after class, you can always catch up what you missed. But that is not an excuse to always rely on the playback videos. So I always encourage students that come and let's create the content together. Because when we teach, your questions will come and then the content is created. Don't watch questions that people have asked. I hope you understand. So please come to class. Let's create the live content. Then we record the video, we place it in the classroom. You have lifetime access to it in the Google Classroom. So that is what we do differently. As for the training market, it's big. We work with a lot of partners, but this is what makes Finex stand out. Okay, like I said, you have access to the Google Classroom. When you graduate, you pass your capstone and you get your certificate. We'll add you to our WhatsApp group. So we have a WhatsApp group of almost 500 alumni, and the idea is there's continuous learning. So even this morning, we were discussing the new feature in ChatGPT, the agent feature. I don't know how many of you have heard of it now. You know, ChatGPT is generally a generative AI. You give it a prompt and it responds. But now the new feature allows you to get ChatGPT to do a series of activities for you. Like go online and search for the cheapest ticket to the US. It will go online, give you a screen, go through the process. I'm on this site right now. I've clicked here. These are the prices. Do you want me to go ahead and book? So that is where it is now. It was just introduced last week, just a week old, right? So agentic AI is now the norm. We are now going to be able to give it instructions to go through steps online and then get things done for us. So what we do on the WhatsApp group is that as new features come, we let you know, we give you case studies and all that. There are about 500 alumni students. So those are some of the benefits you get when you join Finex. Now, let's talk about our history. Like I mentioned, it was a financial modeling community, Finex. So we're very heavy on the financial modeling. This is one of our first meetings. This was in 2016 at the University of Ghana Econs Department. That's where we used to meet. So since then, we've evolved to this point where we've now trained almost, I must say that if we put all our students and workers and corporate together, I don't have an exact number, but we should be close to 1,000. And that is our journey by God's grace. That's where we are now. But we've seen the immense value these skills have added to the people who come through Finex. And that's why we are empowered to continue doing it. This is our 19th class. So we are joining the 19th cohort. So from season 1 all the way to this point, 2016, we'll keep going until we make sure that our objective is met. So for our vision, I've already touched on that we want to create an army of digitally savvy students and workers. If anybody is doing well at the office, it is most likely the person has passed through Finex Skills Up. We thrive on referrals. So yes, we do our adverts all right, but we've had situations where more than 80% of typical classes are referrals. People come, they refer friends, they refer colleagues to come. So we want to expand that army of people who are imparting these skills to save time at work. For our mission, like I said, we want to be the bridge between academia and industry, making sure that when you turn up at work, you have the skills that are relevant to help you work smart. And we want to ensure that every year, in fact, the goal is that every year we should be able to train about 400 people combined. This is possible because it's not only this program that we do. We have a students community at the University of Ghana. We also do pro bono stuff. So if you look at the Finex community, there is our pro bono project that we call Excel Our Girls. We've done 2 versions of this already. The idea is to get funds and then train young girls between ages 20 and 35, I think. We wanted to do this as a way of empowering the girls. So the first season, we trained them in Python. And then in the second season, we trained them in AppSheets to help them develop low-code apps. It's on pause for now. So if you have corporate funds and then you want to support us to run subsequent editions, please, we'll be happy to partner you so that we can give you some leverage and adverts. So that is Excel our girls. Then our regular students in data analytics program is at the University of Ghana Business School. This is where most of our students, in fact, the teachers you have now in Finex were some time ago students in this program, right? So we go there, we teach, and then they go out to Excel. So that is also our way of adding value to the students who are going out. And we've seen the marvelous things they do when they go out. So that one is also in progress. Then this is the Finex School, what we are doing right now. So in terms of what we do in our community, these are the three modes that we teach: Excel our girls, the CEDA program, and Finex School. Apart from this, we go on premise to, if you invite us to come on premise to, we come minimum of 5, we'll come and teach you over a period of time. So that is our community. Now, what's new this season? So what are we doing differently? Every season, every cohort, we try something new. So this season, we are focusing on our regular data analytics with Excel and Power BI, but we also want to explore Copilot. Copilot is Microsoft's generative AI tool, right? So if you like, it's Microsoft's ChatGPT. It's embedded in the Office apps. Okay, so it is your friend. It can read emails and summarize for you in Outlook. It can create presentations for you in PowerPoint. Yes, it can do write-ups and edits in Word. Now, in Excel, the vision for Copilot is that there's going to be a point in time where about 80% of the things we do, including formula work, is going to be driven by Copilot. I'll demo that and you see the possibility, right? So if your office is already using Microsoft 365, there's more value you can get from it using Copilot. Like I said, it now even has advanced data analysis modules with Python. So even the regular charts that we can do with Excel charts, this Python module can generate correlation charts and all those things for you. Okay. Then we are going to also touch on Power BI. Now, in this module, we are going to learn how to write the PL300 certification. The PL300 certification is Microsoft's certified data analyst program for Power BI users. People who have joined us in previous seasons, what we are trying to do for them this season is that we are going to prepare for the exam. If you are joining us for the first time, we recommend that you do the fundamental program first. The exam module is for those who have joined us previously. So we are going to have a weekday online program for them where we'll prepare them for the exam. It's just purely going to be Q&A because they already know how Power BI works. So that is what we are going to do differently from previous editions. So that is the new package this season. So meet the team. This is Bernard. This is Osbert. So Osbert is in charge of our logistics and operations, currently working as in finance at 80. Okay, so that is Osbert. That is the Excel guy. So the Excel guy also will be helping us with the data analytics with Excel class. So he works at Haptel. Okay, so that is Fedi. Then this is Daniel. So Daniel is a chartered accountant. Okay, he works as a consultant. As you can see, all of us have this AFM going through. So that is the Advanced Financial Modeler certification. So we've gone through what we pass on to you. Okay, so it's not just the 4 of us. We also have our ladies. So this is Priscilla. You meet Priscilla. Priscilla works as a software developer at CBG. So she is an Azure data scientist. I teach the Power BI class with her. And Ernest is also a CIMA fellow, an advanced financial modeler as well. He used to be in finance and strategy at APSA, but currently in Georgia studying. So if he gets a chance, he joins us online occasionally. Then we have Na. So Na is behind you. So Na is a financial model and valuation analyst, but she's also very heavy in SQL. She works as a sales analyst at Danex, okay, the pharmaceutical giant. So that is Na. And D Winger. So D Winger is also an advanced financial modeler. He is also a financial consultant. So when it comes to financial modeling, he is actually very heavy in most of the projects. He actually is a farmer. He's a data-driven farmer. So he monitors his farm with apps. That's how he applies his learning. So the winger is also part of us. And then our baby last is Solace. So Solace is at One Africa. It's a fintech group. I think she manages the finance side for them. So that's the team. As we go along, you meet us in person. So I think 3 of them are here, but the rest are joining us online. So that is about us. So for this orientation class, I want us to cover what we are here to learn. You are here to learn Excel and Power BI and how we can use it for data analytics. We will discuss the modules heavily, and then we'll talk about logistics, how we are going to learn. If you are joining us in person or online, how are we going to learn? We'll talk about that. And then we'll do an open forum where you ask all your questions. So that when we start, so this doesn't count. This class 0. So next week is class 1. I hope you are clear. So next week is class 1. So you ask all your questions and then we begin. Are we okay? Fantastic. So online, are you with me?
Yes.
Great. I see we've gone up to 33. Okay.
So, yes, we are with you.
Okay. So let's discuss data analytics and business intelligence. Okay. Sometimes people get confused. What is business intelligence? What is data analytics? And what has Excel or Power BI got to do with it? I hope you're with me. So let's break down the key terms so that at least once we start. And why do you even have to study it? What's the big deal? That's why we are here. So I'm going to share my screen. Please confirm if you can see my screen. Great.
Yes, we can see.
Right. So we'll have a brief discussion. This is not an advanced class. Let me be clear. I think sometimes when people look at the brochure, they get intimidated. It's not an yeah, it's not an advanced class. So yesterday I had to convince one of the students that we are starting with a blank Excel worksheet. Okay, we are starting with a blank Excel worksheet, and you see that in today's demo. What we are trying to do is, how do we collect data in Excel? How do we structure it? And then how do we even do the basic stuff? Like finding average age of finance people. Okay. Then we add on the pivot tables for summaries and all those things. That's the projection. So we make no assumptions. Okay. In fact, what we even do in this season is that with the AI tools, it's even easier because you realize that it's just click and go. All you need to do is make sure that your data is well structured. Okay. So please, reset. It's not an advanced class. We'll carry everybody along gradually. Okay. So we'll talk about BI and data analytics. We'll discuss the career path. Like I said, this path is not limited to just IT people. In fact, my cousin was in telco, heavy engineer. Okay. And last 2 years, she discussed with me that she wants to switch to data analytics. So I gave her some guidelines, and then she wrote the BIDA, Business Intelligence and Data Analyst Certification. And thankfully, her organization rolled out vacancy for a senior data analyst. She applied. She's made a switch. from engineer to data analyst in just 2 years. Okay. So regardless of your background, as long as you are committed, you will see that in the project, you are supposed to be able to build your portfolio and showcase. Okay. So we discuss career path. Then we'll go into the practical mode and then look at BI in Excel, the business intelligence tools in Excel. So most of you, all you know is pivot tables, but Excel's BI tools are more than pivot tables. We'll talk about that. Then I will introduce you to Power BI. Please, Power BI is not, you are not supposed to pay. It's free. Most people don't even know that, yes. The desktop version is free. You can download it from the Windows Store. Okay, we'll talk about that. And then we'll conclude with AI on BI, artificial intelligence, the impact it has on business intelligence. So we'll cover this section and then we'll go to the logistics. Are we good? Fantastic. Okay, so let's talk about business intelligence. I teased the last class with this screen where I showed only 86%. In the context of our discussion, what do you think this 86% means? Before I show you the next slide. Take a guess. 86%. World Economic Forum, Future of Jobs report. At least those are the clues I've given you. So put it together and then see what the 86%. Yes, online. What do you think?
Well, basically, I think it's about people who are not literate when it comes to stuff like IT, or people who are not well versed in terms of I want a better word to catch it up.
The people who are not IT literate or data literate.
Yes, something like that.
Okay, we'll see.
Maybe 80% of the future jobs will require a certain skill set.
Thank you. Right? 86% of future jobs will require a certain skill set. What's that skill set? What's that skill set? AI and data. Right? So AI and information processing are expected to transform 86% of business processes. Now, this is the main report. I have it somewhere here. So you see, from 2023, this is even us at 2024. Okay. The discussion is that it is not AI that is going to replace you, but it is people who know how to use AI to automate their process that will kick you out. So if you're in the office with your colleague and he knows about the agentic feature in ChatGPT right now, guess what? He's in a comfortable lead. If you're even lucky, he will discuss it with you. Okay. So let's accept that AI is going to transform how we work. But the earlier we get on board, the better. Right? I did an example that when I was in GT Bank, my job was to process operational and capital expense. Stepping back and looking back since 2012 and the way we used to do things, I can imagine how AI changes everything now. Because those times, you have to go for the files, get it approved, pass the entries, make sure you're able to pull a trial balance, and then submit it to FinCon. From what I'm seeing, in the next 1 year or two, the agentic feature in AI tools can actually run this. So even bankers are threatened. How much more administrative secretaries? Okay, for those who are just typing and full-proofing documents, right? So even if you're a freelancer or you're working on your own, you are an entrepreneur, the tools that are here are to give you leverage. Are you with me? So we are going to discuss how AI can help us. So clerical roles such as data entry, administrative assistants, and cash, they are facing a significant, in fact, they're an endangered species now, let me say. Okay, so if you find yourself, which is almost typical in this Ghanaian setting, most of workers are like pushing processes. So even if your organization gets to that point, tell them you use Excel in a different way. You can use Copilot to do something that the rest cannot do. And that is why we are here. So first of all, what is business intelligence? And what is data analytics? Anyone? What is business intelligence? By the way, the BI in Power BI is business intelligence. So online, what do you think? What is business intelligence? Oh, try.
Is it using available data to like predict how your business will operate, or like future modeling, stuff like that?
Close, yes. So all the elements I need, you've mentioned them. There's data, okay? And I think she mentioned something about prediction. So that is the data analytics part, right? BI has been with us since the 80s. So for those who are versed with IBM tools and Oracle, it was with us, but in a very, very heavy way. Those times, the BI department was part of IT. So at the end of the month, you put in a request, and then they will go and query the system, and then tell you that based on data that has been generated in the past, this is how we performed, right? So yes, BI is about data, but it tells us with the data that we have, it usually works with historical data. So the data that we have generated in the past is what BI works with. Imagine you are in a car. BI is like your side mirrors, giving you a view into what is happening behind you. Okay, so if you use our current data to see how we performed, it gives us a guide on how to go into the future. And that is where the data analytics part comes in, right? So in the data analysis part, we are looking at, based on what we have found out, when we project and when we predict what is likely to happen, okay? And how do we control the prediction to make what we want to happen, okay? So in summary, what we are basically saying is that business intelligence and data analytics are both about understanding data. While BI helps businesses make better decisions by looking at past and current data, data analytics goes beyond business intelligence by trying to find patterns and making predictions using various methods. So in simple terms, if I take Excel and then I take my sales data, I insert and then I create a chart, and it tells me that the projector sales went up by 90%. That is, in simple terms, is business intelligence. Are you with me? Then I want to see how August will look like. Okay, these are where the AI tools come in. So based on that historical data, I'm able to now project and then see how August would be. In fact, in some cases, we throw in scenarios: worst case, best case, and then base case, so that we are in a better position. We are not caught by surprise when we go into the future. Does it make sense? So it's nothing complex, please. When we start, we are starting on a blank Excel sheet, and then I'll show you. But why is it important? You see, if you look at, I was just reading an article before we started. So the article basically talks about the amount of data that has been created since 2010. Are you with me? As for the quantum, I don't want to go into it, but the point I'm making here is that look at your organization. For most of the organizations like banks, insurance companies, manufacturing, you know, most of them are now going to apps. Have you noticed? Most of them are going to data-driven apps now. So why are they going into apps? They want to get to their customers. Okay. What it means is that if your bank suddenly has introduced an app, they are most likely doubling, or if you like, multiplying by 3 the volume of data that they used to generate before that app solution. Which means that if you are in the bank will need people with skills to analyze that data. And that is why when people want to go into IT, data analytics is ranking in the top 3. Cybersecurity, data analytics, AI. Because we are generating a lot of data and the skill set to analyze those data is missing. I hope you are with me. So please, don't wait. Put yourself in a position where at least Excel and Power BI is good. Then when your organization gets there, you're already equipped to be able to make good decisions for them, right? So BI and data analytics is here to stay. As I mentioned, BI goes into the past, and data analytics is more predictive and prescriptive. Okay. Now, which tools do we use? Please, this is Gartner. Gartner is the body dedicated to researching on BI tools. I'm sure there's a later version of this, but as of June 2024, you know, Microsoft, you see where Microsoft is? So in terms of where they are heading and what they have achieved so far, Microsoft is in a comfortable lead. So Power BI is leading that space. But the other tools like Tableau, Salesforce, and those things, that is also used. Okay. And because we are Microsoft people, we are heavy on the Power BI and the Excel side. Okay. Now, let's discuss career path. So if you want to go into data or get into the data analytics space, these options is not cast in stone. You can decide to become a business analyst. The business analyst understands the needs of the business and is able to convert that, okay, to creating data-driven solutions, either by themselves or by a developer, right? The data analyst's job is to get data from somewhere and then clean, okay? This is where most of us will fall. Get insight from it and then create insights using dashboards and those things. The data scientists, maybe for those who are very heavy, after this fundamental course, you can go into it. What they do normally would do is they devise hypotheses to predict what is likely to happen and outcomes. Okay. Thankfully, in the Microsoft space now, Power BI sits on a platform called Fabric. So in fact, if you want to even take this further, you don't have to go outside Microsoft. With Power BI, you can still be a data scientist in the Fabric space. There's machine learning and all those things that are possible in that space. But don't be intimidated. Let's take it from Excel, and it will gradually evolve up to that point. The data engineer is the one who sets up the technology or the cloud system that is going to be used for the process. And then the database admin manages the system. So please, the options are many if you want to go into the career path.
Question.
Yes, please.
From a practical point of view, if let's say you're trying to grow a business within what we consider the informal sector, okay? And basically you need to hire someone to kind of like formalize the informal sector. Let me say, would it be the data analyst, scientist?
The data scientist will be ideal if he or she understands your business, right? Because the data scientist will need context. So if the person you are hiring is good with data, but has a little, because in fact, in the business sense, the objective is profitability.
Correct.
So I would rather go for somebody who understands the business concepts plus the data scientist advantage. And that is where probably somebody like the business analyst would come in, because he understands the business better and is able to formulate ways to make things happen.
So the business analyst is more suitable.
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, let's look at the learning path. Like I said, for some of you who are new to this journey, it is nothing complex. Trust me when I say that. Don't be overwhelmed. if engineers, bankers, pilots, pharmacists, and even nurses, last season we had a nurse, right, are coming here, it means that we all use a tool that all of us will be able to understand. And guess what? That tool is Excel. As for Excel, everybody uses Excel. It's not like you're supposed to enter a special password before it opens up. So in today's case study, we are going to use data that everybody understands. It's not sales and profits. It is HR data. Are you with me? So Excel is a good place to start. We'll learn how to store data in Excel. We'll learn how to use tables to structure data. We'll learn how to clean data in Excel. We'll learn how to summarize data in Excel. We'll learn how to use charts, slices, to create what we call a dashboard. That is the minimum objective for this learning process. So if you are here, at least, if you are new, that is your objective, that at the end of this season, you should be able to create a dashboard. Is that possible? Online, is that possible? Online. Is that possible?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Now, for those who have capacity, you can add Power BI. In fact, in most cohorts, we have more people doing the two because we have arranged it in such a way that it is possible to do the two. So Power BI is, in fact, it's 10 years old. Most people don't even, yes, it's 10 years old. So Power BI is Microsoft Business Intelligence tool. If you know how Excel handles data, okay, Power BI adds more strength to how Excel handles data. The reason Power BI is important is that in most corporate settings, Power BI allows you to collaborate. So, you know, when you create a dashboard and you want the reports, I have to send you an email. If I make changes, I have to send you another version of that report. But in the Power BI space, when I create that report, I share it with you in a workspace. So we all collaborate. If I make changes, we are all using the same data source. Are you with me? So for most corporate people who rely on reports, Power BI makes sense because you are able to get reports in a way that doesn't create a lot of versions. But if I describe Power BI that way, I'm not even being fair because there are lots of visualization tools and calculations that you can do. Okay. Kindly mute yourself for me. I get some feedback. So please, we'll touch on Power BI. I'm just saying that if you are new to data analytics, the natural path, I'm not saying this is cast in stone, but if you start with Excel, you get a good foundation. Your understanding of tables, pivot tables, how to structure data and all those things. You can transition into Power BI nicely. Okay. Then SQL. Now, why SQL? You see, for most of the organizations, especially the heavy users, they store their data in clouds, secured servers. So if you turn up and you're looking for data to analyze, most likely it's not going to be in a folder on your desktop. You have to run some queries to bring down the data. So that is why SQL is important. It's not mandatory, but if you like, learning journey, this one I'm giving you is like a 5-year plan. But if you learn Excel, you learn it very well with a bit of Copilot and AI, you'll be fine, right? If you want to add Power BI to it, you'll be fine. Then if you want to add Python or R to it, and then you add AI to it, you'll also be fine. But for
What's R?
R is a programming language. It's similar to Python. It's used for data analysis. Okay. So either way, Python or R, for those who want to create a career path out of this, you'll be fine. But you can't avoid AI in this space. So while you are learning, tools like ChatGPT, Cloud, Gemini, Copilot, see how you can leverage these tools to also enhance the process. Are we good? Okay.
If you say that, okay.
Mhm.
If you say you can add, are we saying that for this class we are limited to career path? So if you're done with Excel, Microsoft Excel, then that's it. Is it an option? I mean, is it optional to from this to that. It's
Yes.
part of the package that we have.
Okay. So the question he asked was, are we limited to Excel and Power BI in this class, or we can add on? So I mentioned that, we do this in cohorts. So next quarter, we are doing SQL. Next quarter. So for this season, our focus is on Excel and Power BI. So if you are journeying with us, in fact, on this call, there are a lot of old students, those who joined us last season, because they are here to learn for the PL300 exam. Okay, so it's a journey. If you finish season 19 and then you want to learn SQL in season 20, that is what we have on the plan in the last quarter. Okay, but we'll still do the Excel and Power BI for those who are new, so that we carry you along. Are we good? So,
My question,
yes.
if you look at this learning path, I see that AI is at the end. It might be somehow misleading. So I just want you to clarify on that.
AI cannot be at the end,
Right.
right? In fact, if I had to redesign this, and they actually put AI at the bottom of every stop, right? Because now every tool actually has AI embedded. I use Wix for web development. I realized that now even that process is now AI driven, right? Every tool you use now, when you open it now, there's a bot that is trying to help you do things faster. So as for AI, it can't be at the end. In fact, it's underlying everything that we learn. Are we on the same page? Good. Okay. Now, let's do some practical work. Enough of the talking. Please go online. So if you are home, please open your laptop and let's do something.
Yes, good morning. Please, are we going to get the videos after every session, please?
Yes, you are going to get a video after every session.
Okay. So please, how much is the cost for this? We've not.
I'll come to that. I'll discuss all the logistics.
Okay,
at the end of
please.
it. Yes.
Okay, please.
Okay. So for those here, please connect to Finex at MTN or Finex, or the password is written here, top right. Yes, it's all caps. So BOB and then you continue. Online, please connect at home. And then, so what I'm asking you to do is go online and then type in bit.ly/S19 demo in your URL. So when you type, open your browser. Open your browser and then type bit.ly/S19DEMO. Okay. Now it would open a Google spreadsheet. It's an Excel file actually. So it's going to open like this. Okay, so it's bit.ly/S19. Now we'll put the link in there, in the charts. Okay, so please, it's going to open up a preview Google Sheet like this one. Click and download. We're not going to work online. Please download the file. Are you with me? Download the file, get it offline, and open the Excel file. Right? So we are going to do some practical work.
Sorry, can you?
So the link is in small case, in lowercase, bit.ly/S19 S 19 DEMO. Online, please confirm if you have been able to download.
Yes.
Downloaded, sir.
Okay. Yes. So it will take you to the
Yes,
next.
I have.
So click on download. Are we here? While we wait for the rest, I want you to study the data. I'm going to ask a few questions on it.
Sorry, so you say in the browser, you should type the bit
So
ly /
yes, S19 DEMO.
okay.
And then you press enter. It will show you a Google Sheet preview.
Okay, one moment, please.
So I'll wait for you and then we will start. So we basically want to do some practical demo. It's a beginner program, so please don't be intimidated. We are starting from scratch.
S19.
Yes, you can save it.
So
Are we good? So normally it has a screen, a bit.ly screen. Just click on proceed. If it shows you a preview, just click on proceed and the data would be given to you. Are we here? Download it. Please download it. We are not working online. Download it. So hit this download icon and then let's start. Okay. I was going to talk about how we are going to learn. Now, for those who are online, what we normally recommend is that you join with your phone or an extra tablet, the link, so that you can have access to your laptop without any interruption. So the link that I sent you, you can join the meeting on another computer or phone or tablet, put it on your side so that you don't have any interruption with your laptop because you want the full screen to be able to come along. Please, are we on the same page? But for now, if you don't have that setup, it's fine. In the subsequent class, that is how we are going to be learning so that it can be effective for you. But the in-person people, we don't have a problem. So please, are we all set? Are we all set? Okay. So this is Microsoft Excel. Microsoft Excel is used for many things. It is used for calculations, numbers. So if you use it for calculations and numbers, you are in the financial modeling space. It can also be used for data analysis. Okay, so because of the structure of the grid, the cell range system, it is very easy for us to type in structured data like this. Can you see? So for those who have looked at the data, first of all, what do you think this data is about? It's payroll. You agree?
Payroll.
You agree it's payroll? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to ask a question and I'll be happy if you can give me the answer in less than 5 minutes. What is the average age of those who are in finance? Those who are online, can you mute yourself for me if you're not talking so that... The question is, what is the average age of those who are in finance?
What is this? 0.25.
46.25. We have an offer. 46.25. Okay. So is 46.25 trending? Okay. The answer came from Gina. Gina, how did you do this?
I inserted on the first worksheet, call register. I inserted a row in between row 1 and 2. And then I clicked on data filter. I filtered finance. Then I selected the ages in column D and looked at the bottom of my Excel sheet and saw the average there.
So let me take Gina's step one by one. Gina, let's do your step one by one. You see,
Lord have mercy.
no,
Is it a
don't
long
panic.
process?
It's not a long process. We are here. That's why we are here. We are here to learn, right?
Yes.
We are here to learn. Yesterday, actually, I saw something that I see often. You know, when people start using Excel, have you seen somebody use a calculator to do something in Excel before?
Exactly. Yes, I had a stuff like that.
Yes. You even did that? Okay.
That's a classic.
Yes, it's a classic one. I always see that when I go for trainings, like you give them an assignment. So like this one, calculates average age of finance. Okay. People approach it in different ways. Somebody will filter like Gina will do, and then now rely on a calculator to now punch in the numbers that have been filtered. In another corporate training, I actually saw somebody apply color. So purple, 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 yellow, yellow, yellow. And then when he's done, you sort all the purple and then the yellow and then counts. Like I said, nobody taught us Excel in a structured way. So it's fine. That's why you are here. Okay, so Jenna, let's go through your step. You said you inserted a row where?
Okay, on the worksheet register. A
So
row
when you say,
between 1 and 2.
so like this.
Yes.
Okay, by the way, the shortcut to insert a row, right,
Okay.
is Alt-IR if you are using Windows. So you stand in a cell and then you press Alt-I for insert, R for row. So you press them one after the other. Okay. So if I stand in a single cell, like I want to insert a row 2, Alt-IR will sort me out. You can also use Control-Shift+ to insert a row, but you have to select the row first. But we'll go into that when we start topic 1, the shortcuts. Yes. So please, I am demonstrating what Jenna did. You don't have to do it. So I just want to understand typically how people handle Excel, and then we come in with the answer. Okay, so Alt-IR, insert row. Jenna, I've inserted the row.
Okay. Then I went to data on the formula bar.
You went where?
Data.
Data.
And
Here.
how do we call it? Ribbon at the top. Yes, data.
Okay.
Then I clicked on that funnel over the call filter.
This guy here.
Yes.
Okay, before you clicked on this, where were you standing? Were you standing in the empty cell, or you were standing?
So I selected the row at the
You selected the entire row here.
no A2. Row
This one here.
No, yes. I selected it on the tab, the left tab.
This one.
No, row A2, but
A2.
it's
So,
on the tab, the whole row.
so A2.
Yes.
Okay, and then you
On
click on.
that ribbon on the left, the ribbon with the number 2 written on. Like normally I select that.
Jenna, speaking to your mic. You are losing you.
Okay, I'm saying that I selected it on the row 2A2, but I selected the row itself. When I click on the tab, that's on the left.
Okay. So when you click on the tab, you are looking for this guy, right? The filter icon.
No, but I'll click on the whole row.
The whole row too.
Yes, but not this way. I would normally select the row by clicking on the row tab. The one on the bottom.
Okay, like this one.
Exactly like that.
Okay.
Then I click on the filter.
Then you click on which one?
The filter button, the funnel.
Okay. So I click on the filter button. Okay. So that it comes down.
So that all of them will have it.
Fantastic. Okay. We are making progress.
Then I come to column F.
Column F, which is our point of focus.
Yes, then I use a filter to select. Yes,
Okay.
and click select all out, and then come and select finance.
Fantastic. You're making progress.
Is
Okay.
it a long process?
No, it's fine. Please, I hope
Then
you are
I
following.
now leave it and come to column G
Mhm.
and select the date cell. Yes,
Okay.
like that. And come to the bottom of the spreadsheet. That way, yes. So 46.25.
Fantastic.
Yes.
And Jenna has arrived.
You know, right?
Yeah, somebody says it's splendid. So
A long process.
yes. So Jenna, you have a question from here. Let's have a look.
Why did she put the filter on row 2?
Good. Please, somebody is asking, why did you put the filter on row 2
Instead of row 1?
instead of row 1?
Which filter? Okay. Well, like you said, that's what we inherited from our
I was going to say that.
So,
That's what she inherited. You know, I mentioned that it's how your senior handles Excel that's passed on to you.
exactly.
So in Gina's environment, this is how we filter. Gina, we all appreciate the attempt. Okay, so I'm going to undo Control Z, all the way to get back to the original data.
Original one, okay.
Now, Gina's approach actually has some gaps. Even though she got the answer, in the end, one day when you go and look at that bottom tab and it's not there, or the numbers are not showing, what would you do?
You call IT.
You call IT. That's I can't find the average and those. Actually, it's a setting. You can turn it off. Yes. So if I don't like you, I'll come and turn it off. Okay. But in Excel, there is a tool called tables. Please, it's a very important tool.
Can I also try out? I don't know.
Okay, you want to bring yours?
Yes.
Okay, let's take yours and then we'll go to the final answer.
Similar to Gina's. So what I did was, it's always make my Excel work easier. So the first thing I do is Control All, insert a table, and then click my table has heading.
Very good.
Then I just go to the bottom of it and then apply the average formula using the ribbon, the Sigma sign. You on
Fantastic.
the ribbon, you scroll down to average. That is the second, or use A. Then it brings the total average of all of them. Then you just go to which department, whatever you want to filter, and then it makes the work a little bit faster for me. Yeah, that is how I. Yeah.
Okay. I don't see your name. So this is who?
This is using Sugar Mobile. My name is Larry.
Larry.
Sugar Mobile on social media. Sorry.
Okay,
I use my email for social media.
Okay. So please, that is the expected solution. People don't know Excel tables. It's a big deal. Tables in Excel is not tables in Word. So when we say Excel tables, in this space, you need to know how Excel tables work. Because you know the process Gina went through to get the filter icons is a natural feature with tables, like Larry said. So let's do this together. We are going to do this in topic 1. In topic 1, we'll learn how to use tables to answer questions like this, even without typing an equal to. You use the formula. So normally in learning how to analyze data in Excel, formula work is like level 2. But with tables, you can even get a lot of answers, even without typing a formula. Are you with me? So at least for this demo, let's do this together. I'm going to introduce you to 10 BI tools in Excel. Table is number 1 and very important. Stand in any cell. Larry said we should select the whole table, the whole range. Actually, this is a range, right? So stand in any cell and then go to insert table, right? Or you can press Control T. Now, the reason standing in a cell is possible is that we are dealing with a data block. Data block is like it's put together. There are no empty rows and empty columns, right? If there are empty cells, we can manage empty cells. But if you have data that has empty rows and empty columns, that one is not likely suitable for a table. But we are talking of fixed assets, HR data, sales, those ones that we collect under headers. Are you with me? So insert a table. Have you all inserted a table? Now, this dialog box pops up. Have you seen this dialog box? This is what Larry was talking about. You indicate to Excel that my table has a header, so that it treats row 1 separate from the rest. Are you with me? So when I click OK, I get something like this. Please, it's not the color that makes it a table. The table is an object in Excel. It is used to make sure that your area of analysis is structured. You don't have to use a lot of mouse to select what you are going to analyze. So if you insert a table on it, you are able to give it a name, so that even if you are not looking at the data, your analysis can be done remotely. Apart from that, tables are dynamic. If you use it to create your dashboards or anything, when you add on, it automatically refreshes. In fact, just 2 weeks ago, Microsoft gave us a feature we have been asking for a very long time, that pivot tables can now automatically refresh. You don't have to go and refresh pivot tables manually now. So once you set your tables up, you use pivot tables to summarize. You create charts out of it. Your dashboard can now refresh automatically when the data changes. Does it make sense? Please, do you all have a table? Do you have a table? Okay. Now, a table can be named. So this is the moment you see that if I stand in the table, there is table design here. Can you all see that? If you stand inside the table, you see table or design or something. Have you seen that? That is what tells you have a table. Not the color. We'll go into that in topic 1. Okay. But we can name the table to make it easier. So example, under table name, you see the name is table 1. Some of you may have table 2. It depends. You can name it. Let's name it data. DATA. Please, this is not class 1. This is class 0. Today we are not learning. What I want to show you is to show you the tools we are going to use as foundation. Okay, one of them is tables. I'll show you Power Query. I'll show you pivot tables, and then the rest as we go along. And I'll also demonstrate Copilot and how it can help us do this. Are you on the same page? Okay. So tables, it's called data. Have you seen that? Now, the question I asked you was, calculate the average age of those who are in finance. Jenna, have you seen that automatically the effort you put in has been given to us for free? We call these filter icons. Okay. The truth is that even if I didn't insert a table, I could activate the filter icons without even inserting a row on the range. Okay. But if you insert tables, the filter icons is a bonus. It comes naturally with the tables unless you turn it off. Okay. aside filter icons, you notice that in the table design, please click on the table design. You see total row. Can you see total row? You see total row? Click on total row. The total row is a feature in the table that allows you to. Please, if you click on total row, have you noticed that there's a row at the bottom? Have you seen there's a row at the bottom? What it means is that without even a formula, you can even get summary statistics on this table. Now, that total row, like Larry said, has a drop down. So every cell I stand in, you notice that if I drop it down, there are some functions I can use, okay, on the column I am standing in. So example, I am under age. What was the question? The question asks for average age. Are you there? So I would say, okay, give me average age. Do you all get 40.83? You all get 40.83. That 40.83 is average age for the whole company. Okay. In data analysis, there are two ways we do analysis. First of all, we calculate a certain measure. We call it measure. Measure is like this one, the 40.83. Okay. Then we throw in what we call filters. So in most data analysis projects, what you normally would do is that there's a certain focus, the measure, there's a calculation, and then you throw in filters to give insights. So if I calculate 40.83, that in itself is a calculation. But 40.83 in itself doesn't offer insight unless I bring in filters. Average age by department, average age by something. So I will now rely on a column that can break this down to give me insights. And that would tell me that, okay, on the average, males are older than females. Are you with me? So we have our value calculation. Is there a question, please?
Bernard,
Yeah, I
could
think
you
message.
could you go over again, please? And also, so the Excel on my Mac is appearing very different. So I don't have some of the tabs like as you have it on here. Is that, should I expect that?
Okay, so for Mac users, tables are present in Mac. Now, what you need to do is step in the table. Make sure your cursor is inside the table.
Okay.
Is it there? Is your cursor in the table?
Okay, I've put in the table, yeah.
Good. Now, if you look at the ribbon, that is the command tabs area, do you see design or table, something like that?
No. So I've got home, insert, draw, page layout, formulas, data, review, view, automate, and Acrobat. Those are the only things I've got at the top.
Okay. Did you insert the table?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Okay. That's that. You use your Mac, right?
Yeah, usually.
How does it appear?
Just table.
Just table, right? So if you inserted a table, you should see at the end of the list here a table tab.
Okay, don't let me hold everyone back. I'll just probably restart. I'll join you again. Not sure what's going on, but yeah.
But you don't have to restart, honest. Okay, so let's try it this way. Stand in a cell in the table and try inserting the table again. Let me see if it's grayed out or not. So we'll come to insert and see if this icon is grayed out. If it's not, it means that you haven't inserted a table.
Right, it's not grayed out, no.
Good. It's not grayed out means you have not inserted a table. So go ahead and insert a table.
Table, okay. Right.
So click on it and insert the table. Now you'll be at the same place we are.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, thank you. Thanks.
Fantastic. Okay. So what I was saying is, this is not topic one. I'm just trying to demo. So don't panic if you are not getting the same thing. But the point I'm trying to make here is that if you use tables, some of the things that we do become easier. So if I ask you, what is the average age of finance people? What I'm basically asking you to do is activate the total row, which is here. Get that row that allows you to do aggregations or summary statistics. Commit average, as we have it here. Okay. And then once this average is on standby, you apply a filter. The filter would be on the department column. I hope you agree with me. Why the filter would be on the department column? Because the question said of finance people. So let's do that. So if I come to department, I will use the filter icon to now reduce this to only finance people, right? In fact, another way you could do this is, instead of using the filter icon, you can select finance like this, right click, and then filter by value. That's also another way. You don't always have to hit it from the top. The first instance of finance, you right click, filter by value, and then you get something like this. You get the idea. So at a very basic level, you should be able to do something like this. You are handling data. Your boss just wants some quick answers. A table, a total row, and filter will be able to answer most of the questions. Okay, especially when you have to filter by certain columns. Does it make sense? Okay. Now, Gina, so what we've basically done is, you see this one, the answer is not in the status bar. The answer is inside the table. And as I filter, it's not only finance, I can do for admin. Okay, it would update and so on. When I'm done, I can reset my table by clearing the filter, and I'm back to square one. The shortcut to clear the filter is Control-Shift-L. So if I stand in there and I press Control-Shift-L, okay, it clears the table and resets it, removing all filters. Are we there? Okay. Now, I'm going to show you the rest of the tools we are going to touch on for our learning this season. You already know tables, right? You already know tables. I'm going to go through 10 things. Please take a pencil or pen or paper or something. As I go through, please mark yourself. So if you know tables, you write 1. If you don't know tables, you don't mark. At the end of the day, I want to see how you score over 10. Okay, so tables. Did you know about tables? Yes or no? Okay. At least you know about tables now. You can add it. It's a bonus.
What do you add? If you know the answer is yes.
Yes.
You put yes?
You put yes. At the end of the day, I want to count the number of yeses.
Okay.
Tables. Just be honest. Those who came in as advanced. How's the market? We haven't even started. Do you know about Power Query? It's fine. We are all here to learn. Do you know about dynamic arrays? Now, I'm listing this because, like I said, Excel is broad, but I'm focusing on the tools we use to analyze data. Okay. Power Pivot. Pivot tables. DAX. DAX, data analysis expressions.
Data analysis expression.
Yes, expressions. So data analysis expressions is a formula language in Excel. It's just like regular formulas, but it works in the data model. You will learn what the data model is. Data model.
No, that's
Data analysis expressions. The expressions is a varied form of, even though it's expressions, it's shortened to X. So data analysis expressions. Are we there? Number 7, cube functions. Number 8, charts and slicers. This one, score yourself one if you have inserted a chart before, even if it's pie charts. Pie chart is a favorite. So pie charts, charts and slicers. Number 9 is Copilot. Are we there? And then finally, number 10 is Python in Excel. So please, I'm part of the school that believes that you can't rank your proficiency in Excel. So I don't believe in experts, intermediate, and advanced, and those things. Because I feel when somebody says I'm an expert, you are good at what you use Excel for. That's all. Because Excel as a tool is very, very, it's flexible. People use it for different things. But when it comes to a generic area like data analysis, these tools, at least, you need to be able to find your way in and out. So, how far? Please, how many of us scored 10 over 10? Online. I mean, I'm not saying like no. Just like no. You've heard 10 over 10. No. Not like, I'm not talking of proficiency. 10 over 10. 9 over 10.
heard of it.
Heard of it.
Yeah, heard of it, yes.
Heard of it.
Yes.
9 over 10, 10 over 10.
Okay, let's say.
Okay. So this is no head of it. 8 over 10. This one is looking like a church harvest. 7 over 10. Going 6 over 10. See, 5 over 10. No others. 4. Oh, 4. Let me see some hands, people. Praise the Lord. Let's see some hands. 3 over 10. Okay, so we have a 3 over 10. Online, are you raising your hands? I'm not seeing or something. Yeah. So they're raising their hands. Okay, and then 2 over 10.
Also in the chat.
Okay. Okay, fantastic. But it's not to intimidate you, it's just to let you know that these things exist. So what I'm basically going to do is I'm going to demo some of them. We are going to put all these together in one nice case study. Okay, that is our journey in the next 5 Saturdays. So we are going to touch on how you use these tools. In fact, let me show you how these tools come together. And then I will show you what we mean by Copilot and all those ones.
So the objective is to achieve 10 over 10.
Yes, the objective is that at the end of the season, if anybody mentions this to you anywhere, you know what it is and what it's used for.
And how to use it.
And how to use it. Then we'll give you capstones to go and practice, where you put most of them together. Is, are you with me? You may not have a case study that puts all 10 together, but at least 7 of them. Are you on the same page? So let's demo. What is Power Query? At this point, because of time, I'm going to go solo, so you can observe. So Power Query is used to transform clean data in Excel. For most of you who use Excel, Power Query is located under Data in the far left section. So if you come to Data and you look at the far left section, right, there's something called Get and Transform or Get Data, right? So under Data, far left, you see something called Get Data. Can you see that? That is Power Query. It is Excel's ETL tool. We use it to get data, transform the data, and then we continue the analysis with the transformed data. So example, if you have data in PDF, and then you want to extract the data and work with it, Power Query is where you go to. If you have data that you need to combine, Power Query is what you use. Are you with me? So let me give you an example. Have you seen, yes?
In some versions, it's new query.
Good. In the older versions, it's new query. Okay. Basically, it is used to get data from a source. Okay. So let me demo how Power Query works. You know, I have payroll. The first sheet here is register. And then we have January, February, March, April. Let's look at this as payments that HR has made for the 4 months to staff. Have you seen that? Now, this January, February, March, if you are a data analyst, the way it has been presented, it will not be useful for you for analysis. So what you will naturally do is you seek to combine so that you have January to April's data in one space. Does it make sense? This is where Power Query comes in. If you give it that data, it can transform it and give you that combined version for you to work with in a dynamic way.
While respecting the months.
Say that again.
While respecting the various months.
While, yes. It would indicate which one is January, which one is February, as the combined data comes into effect. Let me quickly demo that. Now, because we are table people, you will learn that you have to convert these into tables. Okay, so Control T for this one. I will name this one JAN, just to make it easier. Control T for this one. I'll name this one FEB. Control T for this one. Please don't worry if you can't come along. Topic 1 is next week. In topic 1, we'll discover tables in detail. So March, MAR. And then Control T for this one, April, APR. Right? Please, we don't work with data if it's not in a table. That's the rule. Okay. So what I'm going to do is that I am going to do the basic process of appending or combining January to April data. And I'm going to use Power Query to achieve this. So this is what I will do. I'll go to data, go to get data. That's where it begins. Okay. And I would launch a blank query. You learn this. So a blank query opens up the Power Query engine. Okay. So when I click on blank query, you will notice that it opens this window. So this is how Power Query looks like. It's inside Excel. It's also in Power BI. For those who are learning Excel and Power BI, you will learn that Power Query exists in both. Okay, don't worry. We'll take you step by step. This one is just a demo. So what I'm going to do is that I will do Excel.current workbook. This function allows me to scan and bring all the tables. This is one reason we like using tables. You see, I didn't even physically see the tables, but by name, I've been able to call all the tables that are in my workbook. How many tables did we have? 4 pay data and 1 register. Did you see that? So data is here. This is here. This is here. This is here. This is here. Have you seen that? So what I'm going to do is, because I want to combine this, that, and that, I'm going to eliminate this guy because I'm only interested in combining the pay data. Does it make sense? So what I would do is that I'll take this one and then say, don't add data. In fact, if you want to make this better, you can use text filters and say that don't add the one that includes data, and I'll click OK. It will reduce this to just January, February, March, and April. Are you with me? At this point, all I need to do is that I would expand this, uncheck this box, and then this is my combined data. So February, then we go to March, then we go to April. You get that? So it has transformed the data I had in the original Excel and created a new, we call it query, which I can now use for my analysis. So the original data can be in its form and shape, in black and white, but I'm going to carry on my analysis with this version, the combined version. That's what Power Query does for you. In fact, if you like, at this point, what you can do is you can even download this version inside your Excel workbook so that you can work with that. So if I come here and then I down this, you will notice that it has now downloaded this table, the combined one, with all the data present here. That is an example of how Power Query can transform your data. Does it make sense? Yes.
So what happens in the event that the columns are not homogeneous? So, for example, if one of the months is short by maybe a 10 number and that particular column is not expressing, well, it's all right.
Good question. Please, the question he asked was, what if the headers are not the same? Okay. Please, I'm just demoing this, but when we get into it, we'll go into it in detail. In Power Query, there are two ways to combine data. There's appending. Appending means you are stacking the tables under each other. So the tables are top, down, 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 down. You are stacking them downwards. That's appending. Another way to combine data is merging. Merging is left table, right table together. When you are appending, the rule is that the headers have to be the same. So if they are not the same, in the appending process, it will create new columns, right? And then report them as empty in the ones that they are not present in. But ideally, data like this, where we have the same headers, is good for appending. The way I've done this, one thing that you need to take care of is that when you refresh, you have to ensure that it doesn't take this one and loop it as a new table. So you have to go back to Power Query and say exclude data. You know, I excluded data. And then exclude this query as well. Because if it scans again, it will pick this query as a new table. Then going forward, you have your combined data to work with.
But if you create a query like you have on the tab 1, 2, 3, the 5th tab, doesn't Excel recognize it as a query as opposed to a table, and therefore when you run another one, doesn't take that one into consideration?
Good question. Excel recognizes it as both because the query has different outputs. When you create a query, there's the option to save it as a table, as a pivot table, as a chart, or even a connection. So once you raise a query, you know, the query was what you saw in the Power Query. If I raise a query, Excel allows me to dump it as any of these. As a table, as a pivot table report, as a pivot chart, or a connection. We'll explain this. The moment you do that, it takes on that characteristic, that feature. So Excel now sees this as another table, even though it's an output of a query. So in Excel's case now, we have 5 tables. So you have to go back and exclude that one. Please, this is Power Query. I'm just demonstrating. Do you get a sense of how Power Query works? Okay.
Yes.
could you take us through the systematic process you just did? Like just like you did for the previous, just
Another, okay. So,
But before you go there, I didn't even get to see the first for my system. I don't know what I'm using.
the get data
Yeah,
here.
the data.
Okay. So this is what we'll do. I think in both cases, it's a version issue. I think you're using 2013. And you're using 2016, right? So we'll talk about versions when it comes to logistics. You don't worry. Once we finish the class, I'll come and check your version and then we'll see how we can upgrade you. And we'll be on the same page. So please, don't panic. I'm just showing you the agenda. In the Power Query class, now we'll teach the Power Query class. She will show you about 13 transformations you can do with your data. Right? So relax. The next one is, because of time, I want to go to the next one. I'll come to you after class. The next one is dynamic arrays. Now, what is dynamic arrays? If you are using 2019 Excel and beyond, you can do the same process, what we just did, using a simple function. What did we do? We combined data. Okay? So dynamic arrays is a set of functions that allows you to work with data and then get outputs that can be spilled over a range. In traditional Excel, when we calculate and we press enter, the value goes into one cell. But with dynamic arrays, we can calculate and let it cover a lot of cells when we press enter. Let's see it in action. For what we are going to do, we have something called VStack. VStack is a function in Excel. If you are using 2021 above, you should be able to have it. So I'm going to stack January. Do you remember this guy? Do you remember this guy? Table. February. Sorry. So we have February like this. Then we have March. And then we have April. Right. So this is my formula. VStack January, which was a table, February, which was a table, March, which was a table, and April. Do you remember the 4 tables? I'm using a function to combine instead of using Power Query. Now, when I press enter, this is the 4 tables combined.
What's the header?
Good. So the header is here. You know, when you are dealing with tables, we'll learn about it. The table allows you to bring certain portions of the table. So have you seen this? The January I referred to was just content. So if I add all to this and I press enter, you'll notice that my data is now complete.
Does that mean that if you had added the hash sign all on February and not in January, it would have started at the February row?
Good. So that's why I'm adding it to the first one. Okay. Now, please, we are going to cover some dynamic array functions. I am just showing you that things are easier now. These tools that you see are in to make things easier, not complicated. Imagine if you had to do this like 5 years ago. So now with just a function, I can just get this done. Are we on the same page? So at least I've added 2 to your list now.
The question,
Yes.
what's the, in that case, what's the query that we just did? We stacked them.
Yes.
What's the advantage? The query versus the VStack. What cases do you use?
Okay, the question is, in which cases do you use VStack to stack or in which cases do you use Power Query to stack? Okay. Now, the VStack method is almost real time. If I make any change in the data source right now, it updates automatically. But with Power Query, I have to go and refresh. Okay. So a use case where VStack gets more over Power Query is the real-time updates. Otherwise, Power Query also has some extra features in there. So people, I've added number 2 and number 3 to your list. Yes.
What I see is that the VStack, you're unable to tell which data you're giving.
That's it. That's it. But you can use the dates. You know, there's a date element in there. That's column 2. If I format this, by the way, to format a date is Control-Shift-#. If I highlight data and then I want to format, you see earlier we had it this way, 45682. Please, in topic 1, you will learn that data types can come in a generic form. So a date is mostly presented as a value. The value just means the number of days since 1st January 1900. That's how Excel calculates dates. So if you see 45682, it's just calculating the number of days since 1st January 1900. If you want to format it properly, the shortcut is Control-Shift#. The hash on top of your keyboard, number 3. Please, are you with me? Please, I am not.
Sorry, Bernard, I have a question.
Please go ahead.
So when I tried this VStack, it didn't come with the headers. Is it because you have that number all in the curly brackets that brought the headers?
Okay, so if it doesn't have headers, what I did was I added this portion. The January part, I added square brackets #all, close square bracket. This one picks the header for January and adds it to the stacking.
Okay.
Right, so put a square bracket in front of January and then select all, close square brackets. It should be able to add this to the list.
Thank you.
Okay, let me add one more and then I'll go to Power BI. Copilot. Copilot. Please, the Copilot is Microsoft's generative AI. Now, let's say you are not data savvy. You have been given data to work with, and you don't even know where to start. As long as you have data in this structured form with headers that you can use for identification, Microsoft gives you something called Copilot to help you analyze the data. The process is very simple. In fact, you can highlight the data, come to Home. You see Copilot, please, it's present in Microsoft 365. So, why are you guys making me feel bad? Because like, most of you came with older versions. Yeah, but don't worry, we'll have a discussion after class. What we do in the finance community is that we come together to buy the Microsoft 365 license. There's a family license that you can use. So we can make that arrangement and then get the license. We'll buy for all of you, for those who are interested. Okay. So Copilot is Microsoft's generative AI. This is the future of data analysis.
Sorry, Bernard, I have Microsoft 360, but it doesn't pop up. Is there a way I have to add it?
Is it 360? Microsoft
Yes.
360? Okay. Now, Copilot is available in Microsoft 365 family and above. I need to check what version you have. So after class, get in touch. Let me see what type of license you have.
Okay.
Yeah. So please, Copilot is here. If you don't have it, no problem. We'll discuss. But know that it exists and is the future of data analysis. Basically, what it does is that once you give it the data and then you click on it, it will scan the data, but it will first ask you to turn on autosave. What that feature does is that it basically hosts the data in the cloud so that Copilot can act on it. So once I'm done with it, now you will notice that it will give me some sample steps I can start with. So the first one is it can suggest a formula for me to analyze this data. It can summarize using pivot tables or charts. I can get deeper analysis using Python. Are you with me? So if you are not even a data person, you are not heavy on formulas, what you can do is that if you choose something like this, okay, what Copilot will do is that it can scan the data, create a data frame, okay, and then give you an analysis that you can use for your purpose. Okay, so let me try this again, but this time around, let me try it on. So I'm going to try it on this one. I think it conflicted with another workbook I was using. So let me close this. And let me start the process again. So I was here. I'll come to home, Copilot. I just want you to see how it works. So I'll start my analysis, and then I'll just click on start. Now, what it's going to do is that it's going to create so this is a situation where you don't even know anything about data analysis. It will run the Python modules for you and even give you visualization based on the data. This is the future. Are you with me? So anything that is possible on the data, correlation, any charts, trends, and all those things is going to give you a step-by-step summary statistics on the data. Okay. So you don't really have to do it the hard way. Okay. So if you decide that you even want the visuals, it's going to proceed and then add the visuals to it. But because of time, I may not be able to. So I can even add the visualization and all those things to it. Okay. So please, we'll touch on Copilot in our case study. But the whole idea is, I just want you to get a sense of how Excel is now being used for data analysis. It's not the old way, it's not the old VLOOKUP things that we were doing. Right now, it's a bit heavy on the AI side, but even tools like Power Query and Power Pivot can get the job done for you easily. Are we on the same page? So when we start topic one, our case studies are going to use these tools and then ensure that at least we know how to use these tools for our analysis. Right. This is one of the outputs of the Python analysis. Okay, so this is a heat map showing the correlation of the payment trends. Right. It's an object you can even use, okay, to create your dashboard if you like. So let me just zoom in a bit for you. Okay. So this is one example. Okay. So please, Excel has evolved and Copilot makes things easier now. We use that one and then other tools to be able to show you how to get stuff done. Are you on the same page? Okay. Because of time, I'll round up on the Excel part, but basically the module we are going to use will cover all these 10 and then show you how to use them. Then later you can deep dive.
Why are some of the cubes blue and others green?
The ones that are green are modern features. So those ones are likely in version 2021 above. But 2016 above, you can get all the blue ones. Are we aligned? Okay. So that is the journey in the Excel program. Let's go to, so in the end, when we put everything together, this is how we typically work in Excel. I'm going to put everything together. This is how we normally work in Excel. We get the data in tables. Okay. We use Power Query to transform the data. We use Power Pivot to connect multiple tables. So in the case study I showed you, we had register, which is records of staff, and then we had payroll data. When you are analyzing data like that, you have to bring all the tables together. You don't do a VLOOKUP, you connect them. That way you use Power Pivot. Are you with me? Power Pivot to do the connection, which will create something called a data model. Then we run calculations like total payroll, average payroll. In the data model, the calculations we run are called DAX. So think of them as regular formulas, but they are running on the data model. And then once we are done, we create pivot tables to summarize, we create our charts and slices, and then we create our dashboard. That is the process. Please, are you with me? I will show you a sample. Okay, I'll pick that up later. So I'll show you a sample dashboard. So that you appreciate, for those who are new, please, this is a sample dashboard. Have you seen this? This case study has most of the elements, right? So it is a simple case study that shows you your actual income and then your actual expense against budget. Okay, something like this, you can easily create it in Excel. In fact, this is one of the case studies you'll be doing. So for those who want to take this case study, you are allowed to do that. We have HR case studies, we have inventory case studies. But once we are done, you will use what you have learned to create this. It is possible. Are we aligned? Okay. So let's go to Power BI, and then we'll talk quickly on the way we are going to learn. Please, this is Power BI. Power BI is Microsoft's business intelligence tool. For all that I have showed you, Excel's ability to get data, analyze it, clean it, and then create a dashboard, it is possible to do that in Power BI. So when we are learning Power BI, we basically go through just about 5 steps. Now, those steps are, first, we will get data. So let me just show you this quickly. We will get data. Okay. We will connect tables. We will learn how to calculate. We'll learn how to visualize. Okay. And then we'll learn. So in Power BI, there are versions of Power BI. The Power BI desktop is free to download. So if you are doing Power BI, you go to the Power BI, the Windows store, and then you download the Power BI desktop. That is what we are going to use to do the first 4 steps. How to get data, how to connect, how to calculate, how to visualize. And then we will learn how to use Power BI service to publish. Now, what does it mean to publish? You see this Power BI report. Have you seen this? This one can be embedded in a PowerPoint presentation. The way this can be clicked and filtered, the PowerPoint presentation can also be interactive. Okay, so as an example, this is how it looks. This is in PowerPoint, but you realize that the way I was able to click inside Power BI, I can also click and then interact with this in PowerPoint if I want. Right? This is why corporate people like Power BI, because it makes the reporting seamless. Once I can create my Power BI visual, I can just embed it, publish it online in PowerPoint or even in a Power BI service to make it easy. So for those who are doing Excel and Power BI, you are getting both worlds, how to get data and then analyze it. We will go through those 5 steps, and then hopefully at the end of the journey, you should be able to create your own Power BI report, something like this one. Are we on the same page? So in the end, what we are trying to achieve here is to help you appreciate how AI tools like Copilot, ChatGPT, and those ones can make this process easy. But our journey in the next 5 Saturdays is to make sure that you get the foundation. So please, when you come next week, come as a beginner. We are going to start topic 1, and then we'll move on from there. Are we good? Okay. So I'm going to use the next 10 minutes, the last 10 minutes, to talk about how we are going to learn. I'm sure most of you have had the brochure already. So I'm going to take my time and then go through, ask any questions if you like, and then we'll round up. Are we on the same page? Online, please, are you still with me?
Yes, Bernard, we are.
Okay.
Yes, Bernard, yeah.
Okay, so let's go through the brochure, and then if there are any questions, I will take it from there. But in the meantime, are there any questions so far? Please go ahead and ask. Right. Nick says we are cool. So let me quickly go through. Please give me a minute. Right. So this is the brochure for this season. I'm sure you've already gone through, so I'll not bore you with the details. You already know Finex and why you should join us. This is Yvonne and Osbert. Yvonne is actually one of our old students who helped us pioneer the Excel Our Girls project. So she's also on the call. But this is what we are going to cover for data analytics with Excel. So in week 1, we are going to learn about introduction to data analytics in Excel, understanding Excel tables and structured referencing, managing and analyzing data with pivot tables. That's topic 1. Topic 2, we'll talk about Power Query. So how we use Power Query to transform data, automate the data preparation steps, and then use Copilot. So the Copilot demo I did, we'll go into detail. Are we good? Then in topic 3, we'll go to Power Pivots. How do we use Power Pivots to connect? How do we use DAX? Okay, so we'll use AI-assisted DAX formulas to help us run our analysis. Then we'll go into dashboard design. So this is where we'll make use of pivot tables, the slicers, the charts, and all those ones. So at the end of the journey, what we'll do is we'll now introduce the add-on tools like Python in Excel, Copilot, and all those ones. Once you get these 6 pillars, then you go and do your capstone. That is the journey. Are we on the same page? So that is the program for Excel. Then for Power BI, we were going to learn how to get data, how to transform data, how to calculate with DAX, how to visualize, and then how to collaborate online. Okay, it's similar to the process I showed you earlier, but we'll use case studies that will make it easier for you to come along. So that is the plan. But this season, what is new is that for our old students, we are going to let them learn for certification. They have already done the Power BI program. So they will be joining us Mondays to Thursdays. We have packed 200 past questions. And then we are going to demo, not just answer the questions, but we are going to demo how the questions are going to be answered with practical examples. So some of you who are new wanted to do that one, but I know what it goes into it. So please, if you have not gone through the Power BI program, you go through it this cohort. And then in the subsequent edition, you can join us for the PL300 exam. So this one is just reserved for those who have joined us before. Does it make sense? Yes.
Question. If let's say you're not taking the Power BI this quarter, okay? Does that mean season 20 you can take just the Power BI to complete the data analytics?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
So you can do it next season and do only Excel. But if you have capacity to do the two, you can also do the two. Because I'll talk about the timing. The Excel class is in the morning. Then we have lunch. Then the Power BI class is in the afternoon. Right? I know. Yes.
What is the advantage of having the PL300 exams?
What is the advantage of having the PL300 certificate? In fact, for my experience, most people who get into Power BI use that certificate for jobs. For those who are traveling to the US and Canada, it is a certificate that is really, really useful. It will make your case for you. Once you through that certificate, everybody knows you've gone through the grill. It's a 100-minute exam. Okay. So if you pass that exam, you get your certificate. People know that you know your stuff. So if you want to work as a freelance, get online jobs and those things, the PL300 certificate is something you can add. It's a Microsoft program. So that is the advantage. Right. Thank you. Most of you have committed. So the pricing still remains the same. We haven't gone down. It's the same price in the last 2 years. So if you're doing one module, it's 2,000. If you're doing two, you save 500, you pay 3,500. And then for the data exam prep, you are paying 1,000. Okay. So that is the payment plan. If you are yet to pay, you can meet Daniel after class and then sort it out. Now, let's discuss the timetable, which is very important. If you are doing data analytics with Excel, the class starts at 9 a.m. Today, we are having only one class because an orientation class. So there's no Power BI class today. So 9 a.m., we go all the way to 12. There's a break at 10:30. So at 10:30, we take a 15-minute break. And then we come and continue from 10:45 to 12. So we are doing this for the next 5 Saturdays. Are we on the same page? So that is, the same class is going to be streamed online. So please, if you are joining us in person or online, just as we've done today, you get to participate. Then we take lunch, and then we come for the Power BI class, which is in the afternoon. We start at 1. We go all the way to 2:30. We take a break for 15 minutes, and then we come and continue from 2:45 to 4 o'clock. Right? So again, in 5 Saturdays, you get a good foundation in both. We've made the timetable flexible for those who want to do the two. Are you on the same page? Then for those who are doing the PL300 exam, the schedule is that we are meeting online. We are solving 200 questions. So from Monday to Thursday, the time is 7 to 8. Hopefully by that time, people have arrived, and then we'll use 1 hour to solve the questions. So before we write the exam, what I've seen with the exam is that it's a bank of questions. So if you are able to understand most of the aspects, you should be in a good place to pass the exam. 700 over 1,000, I think, will pass. Okay. So those are continuing students, please, that is the plan. Now, I want to...
How much does the exam cost?
It's currently $80.
For the exam?
For the exam, yes. Right. So you pay to Microsoft Online, and then you write the exam. It's a virtual exam. You can set it up on your own and then write in 100 minutes. Now, the last thing I want to touch on before we round up is the classroom. Okay, so let's see how our classroom works. From next week, for those who have committed, you'll be given codes to join your classroom. So from Monday, latest by Wednesday, you receive codes. If you are joining in person or online, you still need the code because it's in a classroom where we post all our resources, right? So all of you will be admitted to the classroom. So this is the previous class. Okay. Now, what's going to happen is that every resource is going to be posted in the classroom, starting from topic 1. Okay. So this preview class and orientation, the recording is going to be put in the classroom. So for those who missed, you put it on our YouTube and then we put it here too. Okay. Then when we finish each class, the playback video for the class and the materials are put under the topic. Are you with me? So the classroom is like your resource center. So when you come here, you see everything that you need. When we create the content together, you have lifetime access. So you can always go back and play if you missed anything. Does it make sense? Okay. Then when it's time for, please, this part is very important. From next week, when you are given access to the classroom, when it's time for your class, you are joining online. Online, is there a question? Please go ahead. Please go ahead. You are muted if you are talking. Please go ahead.
Hello.
Yes.
Please, I have a question. It's with the payment of the modules. So let's say I paid the 3,500 and it's saying that the 3,500 is for both. Does it mean that automatically I get to learn the Power BI and the Excel and I get to learn it at once, like within one sitting, or I have to join 2 different classes, let's say from 9 a.m. to 12 and from 1 to 4? Like how do you go about it? Because I chose the 3,500 one. So I'm a bit concerned. Yeah.
Oh, don't be concerned. Don't be
Okay.
concerned. So if you paid for 2 modules, it means you are doing Excel in the morning, only Excel, 9 a.m. to 12. Then you go for lunch if you are joining us in person, and then come and do Power BI from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Okay,
Oh, okay.
for
Yes,
this cohort.
please.
So there are 2 different classes.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay. Yes,
so
please. Thank you.
you'll be fine. Now
Yes, please.
I was talking about the joining of your. You see, the link you are using right now is not what you're going to use next week. So I beg you, note it. When you join the classroom, you will see this tab here, right? It's called Stream. When it's time for class, just type classroom.google.com, sign in, put in the code that you'll be given. One time, you just put in the code once, and it will admit you to the classroom. When you come here, please, you just click on join, and then you connect live. That's how it's going to work. So we will not be sending you new codes every week. So for those who are joining online, you come to stream, you hit join, and then you are live at 9 o'clock. Are you with me? So as long as you are in the classroom, you are in a good place to join the class. Are we good? Okay. So I would round up now, and then maybe the next 5-10 minutes, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. This is an orientation class, so clear your mind before we start learning. Yes, online, please proceed.
Hi, Bernard.
Yes.
So just 2 questions. When is the exams?
The exam, the PL 300.
Yes.
Okay, so the exam, you can schedule it yourself.
Okay, whenever you are ready, or
Whenever you are ready.
and there are
Yes.
times that it is held.
Yes, so this is the certification. So that's what we are going to write or prepare for. So
Okay.
when you are ready, you just book for the exam and then you pay for it, and then that's it. So take the exam. It's 100
Okay.
minutes. And then you just schedule the exam. So in Ghana right now, it is $80. I think
Okay.
they know that we are on an IMF program. So so it's $83. But I said that
Right.
if you are new to Power BI, go through the fundamentals first. Because you see, they are going to test you
Yeah.
in four areas: how to prepare the data, how to model the data, visualize, and manage and secure Power BI. If you are new to this, you'll be overwhelmed. So just go through the fundamentals first, and in a subsequent season, you can join the exam class. There was a second hand up online. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. I would like to know, is it possible to be switching between online and in-house like classroom? Let's say this week I'm online, next week I'll prefer to come to class. Is it possible?
It's very possible.
Okay, thank you.
It's very possible. That's why we admit everybody to the classroom.
Right.
So if you are online and then next Saturday you feel like coming in person, please come in. If you are here too and you want to relax at home over coffee and learn, you're allowed to do that.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, please, I have a question. I wanted to ask, we those who are starting from the basic level, all right, will we get a certificate that would help us get employment in any way? Like, because you just mentioned that those who are writing the exam are the ones going to have a certificate. You showed us the certificate on the screen. So I was wondering, we those who are starting from the basic level, after our lessons and our capstone, what certificate are we going to have, and is it going to hold any ground? Is it going to be relevant? Thank you.
Yes. So yes, those who go through the Finex program after your capstone will give you a Finex Skills Hub certificate. If you know the weight on Finex Skills Hub, if you show a certificate anywhere, everybody knows that you've done a good job. So if you go through our program, you are going to be given a Finex Skills Hub certificate for the program you have actually gone through. So we'll give you a certificate for Excel, we'll give you a certificate for Power BI. But let me add that, please, the certificate is one thing and proficiency is another thing. Don't be obsessed with the certificate when you can't defend the skill. And that is why for us, we don't give you right after you finish. When you graduate, we give you 2 weeks to finish your capstone, and then you get your certificate. It's not a certificate of participation. Because when you turn up, I've sat on some interview panels. When you turn up and you show me your certificate, it won't fly. You will be given a case study to prove that indeed you know how to use these tools. So I beg you, we'll give you a certificate, all right, but ensure that after the certificate is given to you, create what we call work portfolio. Okay, so there are different case studies. When you go on our YouTube channel, we've put a lot of case studies on Power BI and Excel that you can even recreate and adopt and then add it to your CV. Are we good? So please, as for the certificate you will get, but let's do more than just the certificate.
All right, thank you.
Any other question, please? Online. Please ask your question. So from this point onwards, we are going to.
Yeah, Bernard, is the procurement of the migration to 365.
Good question. Please, in Finex, you enjoy the learning if you are using the modern Excel version. So those who are interested in getting the Microsoft 365, there's a way we do it to make it easier for everybody to contribute and buy. So after class, please meet Daniel. Now we put Daniel's number. Okay. So Daniel will make arrangements and then put you in groups. So those who are interested in getting the Microsoft 365 and to see Copilot, you can talk to Daniel and then he will make arrangements. Okay. Yes. Any more questions?
Is there a payment plan for those of us who can pay all at a go?
You mean the fees or the Microsoft license?
The fees, sorry.
The fee. Okay. So yes, for those who can't pay at a go, we give you two installments. So you can do half now, and then midterm you complete. Okay. But if you want to pay now too, we'll give you a discount. If you want to pay the full amount, you take advantage of the discount. Okay. So both ways you win. Are we good?
How much discount?
Let's talk. Get in touch. Are you good? Okay. So if you want an installment plan or you want a discount, get in touch after class. We'll make an arrangement. The discount only applies on full payment. But if you want a discount, if you want the installment plan, you pay the full amount. That is the plan. Any other question, please? So I guess we are okay and we are ready to learn. So the next steps after here is that we will send you codes to join your class via WhatsApp. For those who have paid, we will give you codes to join, and then you log into your classroom, and then any communication from that point will be the classroom. Are you okay? So we meet, God willing, next week. I see some of our old students are here. I see Preska. I heard Yvonne's voice. I think Stanley is also here. Fuseni is here. So Michael Pepra is also here from Canada. These are all old students. BC is also here. So I don't know, any old student who wants to say something before we round up on your experience with Finex Skills Hub and to encourage our new members who are coming in.
Bernard, I have a question. I'm not an old student.
Okay, Adisa, please go ahead.
Have you had any student who's had zero data expertise or knowledge has come on this course and gone back with some kind of expertise?
I have a classic, in fact, I have several. One proud story I will always say is the case of Dewinga. So Dewinga is now my teacher.
The farmer?
Yes, the farmer. When Dewinga entered Finex, in fact, he didn't even have Excel installed on his laptop. And he wants me to say this just to encourage you. He didn't have Excel installed on his laptop. We installed Excel after the class. It is how you are committed that will make the difference. That's why for us, we'll make the assumption that nobody is an expert and we'll start from scratch. So if you are zero, don't be intimidated. Okay? I say proudly that Dewinga is my teacher in most aspects of my learning now. Okay? He teaches financial modeling, he's a financial consultant. His case is like zero when he came in. A lot of the people here too, Yvonne, BC, and all those ones, the people who came in Finex Skills Hub, came with almost zero. But with continuous learning and dedication, you should be able to even be a teacher here if you want to be. So I beg you, it is up to you. As for Finex, I can guarantee you 100% that we'll give you the resource. But as to whether it will work for you or not, it depends on you. So Adisa, don't worry. Even if you came with zero, like Gina like this, you see, Gina is not basic. Because Adisa was able to insert a row and apply filter icons. It was just a conclusion that they didn't land well. Okay. So come as you are, we'll receive you. Okay. Okay, so also
right.
just one or two and then round up. And then we'll start our learning next week. Is BC here? Is Yvonne here? Is Michael?
Just one more question. The 5 weeks, is it starting from next week or today comes to the 5 weeks?
No, it's starting from next week.
Okay, thank you.
So 1/5 is next week. Today is 0. Yes,
Okay.
that's why I did not score. I didn't ask you to panic. So next week will be the proper classroom mode. Okay. Okay. So final words, and then let's round up. Oh, Charlene is also here. Great.
No, Bernard, I think you've not added the platform after completion.
Yes, I think I mentioned it, that one of the bonus you get is to join our vibrant Excel WhatsApp platform. If anything happens in Excel, you hear it on that platform first. That one I can guarantee. If there's any feature in Excel, if it was released yesterday, you hear it on the Finex platform the next day. So please, you have a lot to motivate you to get on that platform. Right. So, Michael, can you hear us?
Yes, Ben.
Please share your experience and then motivate people.
Oh, I think, Ben, I think our batch was the first one, right? At the economic.
Yes.
Yeah.
The early days. Yeah.
Yeah, the early days. Yeah. So I think I'll just make it simple. Ben, I think I saw Ben few videos online those days, and I think I connected with him, and fortunately he was preparing kind of something for people like who wanted to really go deep dive into SL. And I can tell you that he's become like a brother now. I chat up with him, personal stuff and all that. My personal experience is that it's really, I thought that, and for some of us, I would say maybe fortunately the environment that we ended up with, you have people who does all this stuff for the dashboard and all that. Also, all what we are doing is basically coordinating a team, putting together the information, and you have everything given you, right? So you become, I would say, lazy, right? And a bit rusty because the systems are there for you, right? Everything runs for you. But when you know the reason behind the numbers or how even the formulas are working and all that, it gives you deeper understanding of even your financial. Because, for example, I can click a button now and I can get my P&L, balance sheet, cash flow, everything done for me. But what is the formulas and whatever, like the reasons like behind it? And I'll give you a practical scenario, something that came up during my days in Ghana. One of our biggest clients was Talo, and we had an issue with them on one key stuff. Ben, I'm sure you know that story. And my finance director in US connected with me. Michael, we are struggling with this one. Can we have a simple spreadsheet that gives them daily interest? Because it was on invoicing, right? We were having problems with them paying. So we basically had to ask them to pay interest daily until some invoices were paid. And I can tell you that it took Bernard, I connected with Bernard, and it was less than 2-3 days. He gave me something that, Michael, let's go through this together. I shared the reason behind what we are doing. And I can tell you that I became like that. That template, Bernard, was shared between other countries. I forgot to tell you that. I think we need to give you a royalty on that one. And it was big. Talo ended up paying every peswa in terms of interest. I went to a board meeting with them. I presented with the table how the numbers came up and all that, and it was a pass, right? So it's not just the learning part. Also, let's connect personally, right? The SL man and all those guys, I know them, and I think that's where we learn. It's not just about the learning aspect, right? Also connect with the people, and I know that it's going to be a wonderful journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. So just to reiterate that, Michael said something about connection. We encourage you to connect with some of the things you are practicing at work. It helps. Don't just come and learn and go away. If you are practicing something, you get into trouble. If I'm not reachable, you can reach any of the guys and then get assistance. That is where the learning happens. So, Michael, thank you so much for your kind words. So, Amon is one of our old students too. Amon, a few words and then we round up.
Yeah, Bernard. So I want to say this about finance. I also joined finance knowing just VLOOKUP. And Bernard used to call me VLOOKUP. Well, even without VLOOKUP at my department and where I work, it looked like I was a star. You know, when I came to finance, I realized I knew next to nothing. So, in fact, I went through I think Excel for work at the time. We did financial modeling again, and then I think we did some analytics. I think I didn't sit for the financial modeling that particular season, but I went to school in Japan, and I got some free time, so I decided to sit for the exam. And even in Japan, I still got assistance from Bernard and the team. Wrote the exam, sat somewhere in Japan, and passed the exams. I came back, and it's been marvelous. The journey has been sweet. In fact, it has. In fact, that takes about more than half of my work now. I can boldly say that even from the way I work and my speed with work, my bosses actually pushed me into training staff. Yeah. And at where I work, based on what I have learned from Finex, I have trained over 1,000 of our staff in Excel, basic Excel, and how to solve problems in our workplace. So please, it is not a waste of time. The connection is good. The community is great. The content shared here is top notch. And it is not a waste of time at all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Amon. So just to round up, that this is a community. You don't just come and learn and go. For most of the people you've heard, they've been with us since 2017. But they keep coming back because every cohort is a new learning journey. So please come, stay, and then make sure that you get the knowledge to help you unlock a lot of potential in your career. So thank you so much, guys. This recording will be made available in the classroom and on our YouTube. So if you missed sessions, don't worry, especially the demo. Okay, you can always get in touch or check the playback video and then practice. God willing, next week we'll start topic 1. Thank you so much, and then have a good weekend.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, Bernard.
Thanks, Bernard.